Good morning. Yes, yes, yes. I was late because of the puppies. Good morning, Snowface. 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 Good morning. How you doing? Hi, I'm Brian. Welcome to the channel and all that stuff. I hope y'all are doing good. Uh, yeah, I'm just going to get into it. We do poetry on here, as you can see, and I take old poetry and I turn it into songs using AI. Yeah, I know. But what can you say? It's fun. So today I'm just going to go ahead and get with the program here. We are going over these guys here. Oh, I can see it over here. You guys can't. Let me share the screen because sharing is caring. Oh, okay. So I take like half a dozen poets, take their poems, and we do a little compare contrasty thingy. So today's program is going to be this guy Alfred Noyes or Noyes. 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 You can go ahead and get up there, George. Immortal Sales. That's the one we're doing. Go on. You can get up there. Oh, doggies. And then we got Emily Dickinson. We haven't had an Emily Dickinson on here in a while. I went to thank her. And then another returning favorite, Anne Sexton. It's Noon Walk on the Asylum Lawn. Sounds interesting. Then a new one, I think, Douglas Alexander Stewart, The Unknown Soldier. No. I think this is the guy that did Wombat. Anyways, one of these peoples. They all run in together sometimes. See, I told you could do it. Oh, and then John Donne, Witchcraft by a Pitcher, and then rounding out Thomas Hood, Ruth. All right. Let's just make sure that that's all right there. You just hold on a minute. Yes. They don't have a quasi absolute power over me. They have absolute. But what can you do, doggies? Oh yeah. Okay, that's the proper folder there. This is what we're going to do this morning. And we here. All right, Immortal Sales, version 1.
Now in a breath we'll burst those gates of gold and ransack heaven before our moment fails. Now in a breath before we too grow old, we'll mount and sing and spread immortal sails.
It is not time that makes eternity. Love and an hour may quite outspend the year, and give us more to hear and more to see than life can wash away with all its tears.
Dear, when we part at last, that sunset sky shall not be touched with deeper hues than this, but we shall ride the lightning ere we die, and seize our brief infinitude of bliss, with time to spare for all that heaven can tell, while eyes meet eyes and look their last farewell. Dear, when we part at last, that sunset sky shall not be touched with deeper hues than this, but we shall With time to spare for all that heaven can tell, while eyes meet eyes and look their last farewell.
I have no idea. The only thing I've used apple cider vinegar for was a gnat trap. Ugh. Just give me regular hard cider. Oh. Well, so that was interesting. I wonder what else Suno has in store for us this morning. Let's find out, shall we? Version 2 of Immortal Sales. This one's about 30 seconds longer.
Now in a breath we'll burst those gates of gold and ransack heaven before our moment fails. Now in a breath before we too grow old, will mountains sing and spread immortal sails. It is not time that makes eternity. Love and an hour may quite outspan the years, and give us more to hear and more to see than life can wash away with all its tears. Dear, when we part at last, that sunset sky shall not be touched with deeper hues than this, but we shall ride the lightning ere we die, and seize our brief infinitude of bliss. With time to spare for all that heaven can tell, while eyes meet eyes and look their last farewell. Now in a breath we'll burst those gates of gold and ransack heaven before our moment fails. Now in a breath before we too grow old, will mountains sing and spread immortal sails. It is not time that makes eternity. Love and an hour may quite outspan the years, and give us more to hear and more to see than life can wash away with all its tears. Dear, when we part at last, that sunset sky shall not be touched with deeper hues than this, but we shall ride the lightning ere we die, and seize our brief infinitude of bliss. With time to spare for all that heaven can tell, while eyes meet eyes and look their last farewell.
Wait, where's the peoples? I don't know. But we got Hal showed up. How's it going, Indigo? And of course, there's Irish. How is it? Are you guys on daylight savings time? I know y'all could do it a couple weeks before we do. Oh, it's fucking freaking confusing. And how is it going, stranger? Are you finally off swing? Or are you just up this morning? And of course, there's Kathy. I guess you did. How is it going, JoJo? Miss Bananas? Yes, definitely number 2 on that one. So I'm assuming it's afternoon there. Alright. Okie dokie. What do you think? Definitely wasn't painful. Definitely not as painful as that one last week. Oh my lord. Yeah, number 2. Might need to rock it up a little bit. I don't know. At least number 2 didn't suck. Well, number 1 didn't suck either, but number 2 was better than number 1. He'd been busy back on Days from Now. I bet you like it. Good. Very good. All right. This one is our Emily Dickinson one. I went to thank her. This one's only 1 minute and 21 seconds. So,
I went to thank her, but she slept. Her bed, a funneled stone, with no gaze at the head and foot that travelers had thrown. Who went to thank her, but she slept. 'Twas short to cross the sea, to look upon her like a life, but turning back 'twas slow.
yeah, that's always good when the brass ain't around. I know whenever I got the opportunity to do overnight things when I was in the Navy, like when we had special things going on with my equipment and we had to be there overnight, I volunteered. I'm like, I'll do it. Yeah. Yes, it is good to see you. And you two need to coordinate your guys' schedules. That way we can do a round robin sometime at the beginning of November. How's that sound? How about the weekend after Halloween? I'll email. I'm partially kidding. I'll email both of you. All right. How is it going, Kathy? Y'all up early this morning as usual? Yes, definitely more money and less brass. But we missed you. Nah. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. Like I got to play this next one. I went to thank her, version 2.
I went to thank her, but she slept. Her bed of funneled stone, with nose agaze at the head and foot that travelers had thrown. Who went to thank her, but she slept. 'Twas short to cross the sea, to look upon her life, alive, but turning back 'twas slow. but she slept. 'Twas short to cross the sea, to look upon her like a light, but turning back, 'twas slow. Thank her, but she slept. 'Twas short to cross the sea, to look upon her like alive, but turning back, 'twas slow.
It went over okay. I sucked. I should have read it a few more times before I got up there. But yeah, they clapped, which is all that counts. Hey, there's our people who make livings off of dumpster diving. So I don't think I'd dumpster dive the store down the street. I love those guys that know. Oh yes, yes, we miss you around here. But hey, we're family, virtual family, but still. All right, that was interesting. I like that second one. So the 2 seconds, two number twos. The first two number twos are cool. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I don't know. That actually was a good one. All right, we are at Noon Walk on the Asylum lawn. Noon Walk on the Asylum lawn. And Sexton.
The summer sun ray shifts through a suspicious tree. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow, it sucks the air and looks around for me. The grass speaks, I hear green chanting all day. I will fear no evil, fear no evil. The blades extend and reach my way. The sky breaks, it sags and breathes upon my face, in the presence of mine enemies, mine enemies. The world is full of enemies, there is no safe place. The grass speaks, I hear green chanting all day. I will fear no evil, fear no evil. The blades extend and reach my way. The sky
I'm like, yeah, that's actually kind of grew on me. It's nice to have y'all here too. The more the merrier. I just wish the word would get out. You know, I don't know. But yes, the lives are better. Like I was talking with my poetry professor yesterday, and wish the meeting went quite well. Now we can start partying. Sophia's here, and I told him, I've told him about this before and everything, and I was like, yeah, the live streams is where the fun is, and telling him the premise behind it was maybe he'll show up sometime soon. I don't know. Yes, I like that one. Let's get this party started. All right. Version number 2. Noon walk on the asylum lawn.
The summer sun ray shifts through a suspicious tree. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow, it sucks the air and looks around for me. The grass speaks, I hear green chanting all day. I will fear no evil, fear no evil. The blades extend and reach my way. The sky breaks, it sags and breathes upon my face. In the presence of mine enemies, mine enemies. The world is full of enemies. There is no safe place. The grass speaks, I hear green chanting all day. I will fear no evil, fear no evil, evil. The blades extend and reach my way. The eyes upon my face. In the presence of mine enemies, mine enemies. The world is full of enemies. There is no safe place.
Yeah, I agree. One was slightly better, but 2 grew on me, especially when it got into the distorted guitars. We like distorted guitars around here. All right. Oh, don't you know it? I got reading out the yin yang. Like the workload for one of my classes, my rhetoric classes, kind of went down. I don't know if he structured it for it mostly to be at the beginning of the semester or not, but if he did, I'm very grateful because the workload on my history class is about to ramp up. I got a paper to write. And then I think it's getting steady for my online class. and you're doing online classes, so yeah, tons of reading, but you can, you got this, dude. You can do it. And good morning, Matt. How are you? Thank you for joining us. I hope you're liking what you have so far. Yes, C equals degree, but A's are better. But A's are better than B's. But hey, I, I'm glad you think so because if I didn't think it was cool, I wouldn't do it. Now, you guys are actually part of the fun. It's all fun. Not bad, both not bad, but number one, yeah, number two started off kind of, and like I said, it grew on me. All right, I still put a question mark. I might go over number two in a, might do something with that one. I don't know. That one's got potential. Sausage fingers. Yeah. All right, so consensus number one. All right, so we got two twos and a one. Oh boy. Yeah, that's what I like about my poetry class. It's like it was funny. The meeting I had with AC yesterday. He was like, I don't know if I'd ever really told him my major because a lot of people take those poetry form classes and stuff like that if they're in a related major or minor to creative writing as like an elective. Um, and I was like, no, no, no. If I could be, if they had a sign language program there where I could do sign language as the art, I mean sign language as a language to get a bachelor's of arts, I'd have a double major, or I'd be creative writing major with a history minor, But they don't. So, but yeah, he asked me if I was associated with the creative writing program. I was like, yeah, that's my minor, and that I told him I'm going to get my go for my MFA there, and he was like, great. So yeah, he likes my stuff. It's nice to have someone to like your stuff. I'm glad y'all like what we do around here too. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be possible. Because you guys make my decisions for me most of the time when it comes to this stuff. So number one. All right, so I guess I'll go ahead and do this one. To remind everybody, everything we do here is under fair use. And like and subscribe button. Hey, we're at 457 and holding. So keep your fingers crossed. Okay. Really? Oh wow. There's about most of the people. I think only one or two people don't show up anymore to the poetry class. It's one of my ones that's more well attended. Yeah, it's actually got the most students in it too. That's one of the things I like about what I'm doing. The class size is small. All right, we are at the beginning of the second half of this part of the show. The Unknown Soldier by Douglas Alexander Stewart. I think he's an Aussie poet.
We did not bury him deep enough. Break up the monument, open the tomb, strip off the flags and the flowers, and let us look at him, plainly naked man. Greet him with silence, since all the speeches were lies. Clothe him in fresh khaki, hand him a rifle, and turn him loose to wander the city streets, where I so quickly inured to death's accoutrement will hardly spare him a glance, equipped to die for us. You see that fellow with the grin, and one eye on the girls, the other on the pub, his uniform shabby already. Well, don't let him hear us, but he's the unknown soldier. They just let him out, they say he lives forever. They put him away with flowers and flags and does the fighting. That fellow with the grin, one eye on the girls, the other on the pub, his uniform shabby already. Well, don't let him hear us, but he's the unknown soldier. They just let him out, they say he lives forever. They put him away with flowers and flags and forget him, but he always comes when they want him. He does the fighting. Does the fighting.
That was pretty cool. What do y'all think? Hey, good morning, Jennifer. Thanks for dropping by. All right, what do we got here? We have Joe is waiting on her housing officer. Well, since she's come off a holiday, since your housing officer, since they come off a holiday, maybe they'll be in a good mood. Ain't that what holidays are supposed to do for you? Especially if you like your job. Yeah, I kind of discussed something like that with AC. It's like, because I like to talk. Yeah, I like to talk, especially when it comes to poetry. And I'm the one who does most of the fucking talking. Pardon my language. Actually, most of the time it's just me and AC talking to each other, with a few other people, putting in their 2 cents. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, and I'll look at him when he has a question. I'll look at him like, I talk enough. but it was like I can even annoy myself when I do that. So I didn't know, but he said it was all good because he has the same problem. The point is, very few people in that, very few of us in that class are actually true. I would say true poets, but consider poetry. Ours enthusiastic. Say they're not as enthusiastic about it as this guy. All right, where were we? Oh, we were on the number one. Cool. Well, that's good. All right. And one thing I don't. Sriracha? Really? Yeah. Sometimes too. Being older and experienced can have its own advantages and disadvantages too. Uh, but really, sriracha's nasty. Oh my lord! You can have all of your gourmet lunch today. No lunch at Irish's today for me. uh, uh, really, House? Sriracha? Oh no! Ugh, stuff's nasty. It stinks. Awesome. That's freaking awesome. Screw that. If I'm hungry, I'll use a fork. All right. Let's get the going on. Let's get the going on. The going on. uh, oh yeah, and those poor people who live downwind from that sriracha factory in California. Oh my lord. Ooh, cool. Ramen. Gotta love it. Oh, all right. Where was I? I have no idea. So let's just go ahead and play the second version of The Unknown Soldier. Yes. By Douglas Alexander Stewart.
We did not bury him deep enough. Break up the monument, open the tomb, strip off the flags and the flowers. And the flowers. And then let us look at him plainly. Naked man, greet him with silence, since all the speeches were lies. Clothe him in fresh khaki, hand him a rifle, and turn him loose to wander the city streets. Where rise so quickly in wood to death's accoutrement, will hardly spare him a glance, equipped to die for us. You see that fellow with the grin, one eye on the girls, the other on the pub, his uniform shabby already. Well, don't let him hear us, but he's the unknown soldier. They just let him out, they say he lives forever. They put him away with flowers and flags and forget him, but he always comes when they want him. He does the fighting. You see that fellow with the grin, one eye on the girls, the other on the pub, his uniform shabby already. Well, don't let him hear us, but he's the unknown soldier. They just let him out, they say he lives forever. They put him away with flowers and flags and forget him, but he always comes when they want him. He does the fighting. He does the fighting.
Oh, that was cool. Yes, that was cool. All right. Then you can have my part. Uh, yeah, I bet that would be cool. How dare they? for some people, but you know how some people think that cilantro tastes like soap? Well, I'm one of those people that think sriracha tastes like ass. Oh, it tastes like it's awful. It smells awful and it tastes awful. Oh my lord! Oh, exactly. And I didn't even see great minds either. I hate it, and it also reminds me of my ex-wife, and because she loved that shit. Oh lord. Oh, but yes, I guess so. I've never had either, and you know, yeast taste. Oh well, you never know. When you got to use everything, or you go, or you starve, you'll come up with creative ways to stay alive. Uh, yeah. All right. So that was cool. Yes, that was an awesome one right there. Yeah. That stuff is awful. Yeah, it can be. We actually had a guy at the poetry reading I went to. I was at last night. We did the Vortex stuff. Did the sponsored one, and I read, and of course I did awful, but they clapped anyways. The last guy read. I think it was in ancient Greek, the first part of the Iliad, because I only recognized a couple words, and one of them was Achilles. You know, this is a guy. Here's this guy in this graduate school. He seems like an interesting fella. I don't know. Are you okay, Phil? Hmm. All right. All right. Let's get on with the getting on. Yeah, it's either ancient Greek or Latin. It was interesting. Here we go. Witchcraft.
I fix mine eye on thine, and there pity my picture burning in eye. My picture drowned in a transparent tear. When I look lower, I espy. Hadst thou the wicked skill by pictures made and marred to kill, how many ways mightst thou perform thy will? But now I've drunk thy sweet salt tears, and though thou pour more, I'll depart. My picture vanished, vanish all fears that I can be damaged by that art. Though thou retain of me one picture more, yet that will be being in thine own heart, from all malice free. But now I've drunk thy sweet salt tears, and though thou pour more, I'll depart. My picture vanished, vanish all fears that I can be endowed by that, though thou retain of me one picture more, yet that will be being in thine own heart, from all malice free.
Apparently, some of the chat's not coming through on my end, so if you're off to work, dude, don't have too much fun. Avoid the brass. I thought it was impressive. It's like, wow, I can barely get my southern tongue around English. So, old white dude epilogues. Gotta remember that one. All right, so what do y'all think of that one? That was cool. I really liked that one. But it's partially not for me to decide. It's for us to decide after we listen to the second one. I amuse myself so easily sometimes. So easily. All right, this is a 4-minuter. Should be. If it'll play.
I fix mine eye on thine, and there pity my pure burning in thine eye, my picture drowned in a transparent tear. When I look lower, I espy, hadst thou the wicked skill, by pictures made and marred, to kill, how many ways mightst thou perform thy will? But now I've drunk thy sweet salt tears, and though thou pour more, I'll depart. My picture vanished, vanish all fears that I can be undamaged by that art. see my picture burning. Find
Yes, it was lovely, but I like number one better. Oh. What do y'all think? Swaying instead of head bobbing, huh? Yes, that was beautiful. Wow. I'm not even going to go there. Yeah, not even going to go there. All right, we are on our final poem for part of the show, or this part of the show. Ruth. I thought I was about to say run. Ruth Thomas Hood.
She stood breast high amid the corn, last by the golden light of morn, like the sweetheart of the sun, who many a glowing kiss had won. On her cheek an autumn flush, deeply ripened, such a blush. In the midst of brown was born, like red poppies grown with corn. Round her eyes her tresses fell, which were blackest none could tell. But long lashes veiled a light that had else been all too bright, and her hat with shady brim made her tressy forehead dim. Thus she stood amid the stooks, praising God with sweetest looks. Sure, I said, heaven did not mean where I reap thou shouldst but glean. Lay thy shepherd down and come, share my harvest and my home. Oh, on her cheek an autumn flush, deeply ripe and such a blush. In the midst of brown was born, like red poppies grown with corn. Round her eyes her tresses fell, which were blackest none could tell. But long lashes veiled a light that had else been all too bright.
Indeed. As you can see here, I've read, I know, at least three-quarters of my books. Right there are a bunch of classics. I've not read any of those. Yes, it was lovely, but it needs something. I think I'm going to Sabbath that one up. Plus, we can play that one too. So that's the beauty of what we do here. We have unlimited content, variety within variety within variety. We just got to start pulling those threads and seeing what comes out or what we unravel. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and listen to the final new track for the program. All right, this one's a little longer, 3 minutes and 48 seconds.
She stood breast high amid the corn, clasped by the golden light of morn, like the sweetheart of the sun, who many a glowing kiss had won. On her cheek an autumn flush, deeply ripened, such a blush. In the midst of brown was born, like red poppies grown with corn. Round her eyes her tresses fell, which were black as none could tell. But long lashes veiled a light that had else been all too bright. With shady brim made her tressy forehead dim. Thus she stood amid the stooks, praising God with sweetest looks. Sure, I said, heaven did not mean thy shaft adown and come share my harvest and my home. Was born like red poppies grown with corn.
That one was cool, but it also needs something too. Wow, we got like 4 tracks out of one poem. Well, I gotta make the other two. But yeah, good show today so far. I'm glad y'all stuck around. And yeah, so what do you think? Got some good ones, got some standout ones. Definitely, it's been a variety. It hasn't sucked, and it was not painful. I like it when the shows we have are not painful, like that one last week. All right, You know what we're going to do? We're going to play some more. Yes, they do deserve it. Well, I'm glad you found us here on the YouTubes. The YouTubes. All right. Let's get to the appropriate folder, and we're just going to start playing this one because I like it, and you guys do too. Get ready.
The earth we mounted, wound our vows until it fit and fits the earth we mounted. Rouse and rock, we hard, we yawned and tried to yaw and tried to fix the fix. We facted, felt we fact and fan-fed anthem, hammered, felt the words were stagnate, snapping half in heat. The wane, the melt, what words we'd hoarded, halved in holy porous. Meanwhile, tide still tide, and we still wash for sounds to mark and mar. Still wash for sounds to mark and mar. Words we had to help, what words we had. We kneeled and kneeled, we knelt and wept. We wrung the wet, the sweat. We racked our lips, we rang for words to ward off sleep, to warn ourselves, to warn. The earth we mounded, wound our vows until it fit and fits the earth we mounded. Roused and rocked, we harped beyond and tried to yaw and tried to fix a fix. We facted, felt we fact and fan-fed anthems, hammered, felt the words were stagnate, snapping half in heat. The wane, the melt, what words we'd hoarded, halved and holy porous. Meanwhile, tide still tide, and we still wash for sounds to mark and mar. Still wash for sounds to mark and mark. Maud went to college, Sadie stayed home. Sadie scraped life with a fine-tooth comb. She didn't leave a tangle in, a comb found every strand. Sadie was one of the livingest chicks in all the land. Sadie bore 2 babies. under her maiden name. Ma and Papa nearly died of shame. His old house. In this old house.
Oh, boy.
Already fallen plum bloom stars the green apple boughs, and apple boughs is not as old toads back. Ooh. Where there's small roses there a rose is seen. The building thrush watches old job who stacks. Ooh. The bright pilled roses on the sunny fence. The pencil grunts to hear him stumping by, and tries to push the bold and scamper thence, but her ring snout still keeps her to the start. He lets her run away, she snorts in bundling gallop for the cottage door, with hungry hubbub begging crusts and orts. Then like the whirlwind bumping round once more, nuzzle in the dark, making the pullets run, and sulky as a child when her play's done. Stars the green apple boughs, and apple boughs is not as old toads back. Ooh. Where there's small roses there a rose is seen. The building thrush watches old job who stacks. Ooh. The bright peeled roses on the sunny fence. The pencil grunts to hear him stumping by, and tries to push the boat and scamper thence, but her ring snout still keeps her to the start. dark, making the bullets run. And sulky as a child when her play's done.
Yes, a delicious trick is also bacon, which is kind of partially what that track reminds me of. God's tastiest animal. How you doing, John? Thanks for dropping by if you're still here. Oh, yes, we went through the first part of the show, which was really cool for the most part. Definitely not painful. Got some standout tracks. Got some stuff to work on, and now we're just playing about an hour of fun stuff. I hope you're having fun so far, because that's fun. And yeah, poor Chalkies. They never stood a chance, did they? Oh boy. Here, let's play this one.
whose footsteps are not known. Tonight a world that's turned from thee is waiting at thy throne. The towering Babels that we raised, where scoffing sophists roar. The little antichrist we praise, the night is on them all. The fool hath said, and we who deemed him wise, we who believe that thou wast dead, how should we seek thine eyes? How should we seek to thee for power, who's gone the yesterday? How should we kneel in this dread hour? Lord, teach us how to pray. Grant us the single heart once more that marks no sacred thing, the sword of truth our fathers wore when thou wast Lord and King. Let darkness unto darkness tell our deep unspoken prayer. For while our souls in darkness dwell, we know that thou art there.
I love that one.
My mind is a big hunk of irrevocable nothing, which touch and taste and smell and hearing and sight keep hitting and chipping with sharp fatal tools. In an agony of sensual chisels, I perform squirms of chrome and X-ang, acute strides of cobalt. Nevertheless, feel that I cleverly am being altered, that I slightly am becoming something a little different. In fact, myself, hereupon helpless I utter lilac shrieks and scarlet bellowings. My mind is a big hunk of irrevocable nothing, which touch and taste and smell and hearing and sight keep hitting and chipping with sharp fatal tools. In an agony of sensual chisels, I perform squirms of chrome and X-ray, acute strides of cobalt. Nevertheless, I feel that I cleverly am being altered, that I slightly am becoming something
A little bit. Also, some Lady Gaga and that uh, three sisters from Mexico called The Warning. Yeah, I like Evanescence too. They're from right down the road from me, and I almost had an opportunity to see them before they made big. It was right before I went into the Navy, a long time ago. All right, I have to take my dog out, so I am going to play a longer one, which right here. This is a 6 minute or so. It gives me time.
All thoughts, all passions, all delights, whatever stirs this mortal frame, all are but ministers of love and feed his sacred flame. Oft in my waking dreams do I live o'er again that happy hour, when midway on the mount I lay beside the ruined tower. The moonshine stealing o'er the scene had blended with the lights of eve, and she was there, my hope, my joy, my own dear Genevieve. She leant against the armored rounded statue of the armed knight. She stood and listened to my lay amid the lingering light. Few sorrows hath she of her own, my hope, my joy, my Genevieve. She loves me best whene'er I sing the songs that make her grieve. I played a soft and doleful air, I sang an old and moving story, an old rude song that suited well that ruin wild and hoary. She listened with a flitting blush, with downcast eyes and modest grace, for well she knew I could not choose but gaze upon her face. I told her of the knight that wore upon his shield a burning brand, and that for 10 long years he wooed the lady of the land. I told her how he pined, and the deep, the low, the pleading tone with which I sang another's love interpreted my own. She listened with a flitting blush, with downcast eyes and modest grace, and she forgave me that I gazed too fondly on her face. But when I told the cruel scorn that crazed that bold and lovely knight, and that he crossed the mountain woods, nor rested day nor night, that sometimes from the savage den, and sometimes from the darksome shade, and sometimes starting up at once in green and sunny glade, there came and looked him in the face an angel beautiful and bright, and that he knew it was a fiend, this miserable night, and that unknowing what he did, he leaped amid a murderous band, and saved from outrage worse than death the lady of the land. And how she wept and clasped his knees, and how she tended him in vain, and ever strove to expiate the scorn that crazed his brain, and that she nursed him in a cave, and how his madness went away when on the yellow forest leaves a dying man he lay. His dying words, but when I reached that tenderest strain of all the ditty, my faltering voice and pausing heart disturb her soul with pity. of soul and sense that thrilled my guileless Genevieve. The music and the doleful tale, the rich and balmy, and hopes and fears that kindle hope, an undistinguishable throng, in gentle wishes long subdued, subdued and cherished long. She wept with pity and delight, she blushed with love and virgin shame, and like the murmur of a dream, I heard her breathe my name. Her bosom heaved, she stepped aside, as conscious of my look she stepped. Then suddenly with timorous eye she fled to me and wept. She half enclosed me with her arms, she pressed me with a meek embrace, and bending back her head looked up and gazed upon my face. 'Twas partly love and partly fear, and partly 'twas a bashful art, that I might rather feel than see the swelling of her heart. I calmed her fears and she was calm, and told her love with virgin pride. And so I won my Genevieve, my bright and beauteous bride.
Yeah, I like it too. Yeah, Amy Lee's got a damn good voice. Yes, the puppers rule our lives. Salmon's pretty good. It's a lunatic asylum around here most of the time, at least in my head. Alright, let's see here. 5 miles? I don't know. I think that's the chat consensus here. No. Sure, tell yourself that. Alright. Oh boy. What a day. Let's see. Right here.
This plowman dead in battle slept out of doors many a frozen night, and merrily answered staid drinkers, good bedmen and all bores, at Mrs. Greenland's hawthorn bush. Said he, I slept, none knew which bush above the town, beyond the drover, 100 spot the down, in Wiltshire, and where now at last he sleeps, more sound in France that to his secret keeps. This plowman dead in battle slept out of doors many a frozen night, and merrily answered staid drinkers, good bedmen and all bores, at Mrs. Greenland's hawthorn bush. Said he, I slept, none knew which bush above the town, beyond the drover, 100 spot the down, in Wiltshire, and where now at last he sleeps, more sound in France that to his secret keeps. church above the town. Beyond the drover, 100 spot the down. In Wiltshire and where now at last he sleeps, more sound in France that to his secret keeps.
The linnet in the rocky dells, the moorlark in the air, the bee among the heather bells that hide my lady fair. The wild deer grows above her breast, the wild birds raise their brood, and they her smiles of love caressed have left her solitude. I ween that when the grave's dark wall did first her form retain, they thought their hearts could ne'er recall the light of joy again. They thought the tide of grief would flow unchecked through future years, but where is all their anguish now, and where are all their tears? Well, let them fight for honor's breath, or pleasure's shade pursue. The dweller in the land of death is changed and careless too. And if their eyes should watch and weep till sorrow's source were dry, she would not in her tranquil sleep return a single sigh. Blow west wind by the lonely mound and murmur summer streams. There is no need of other sound to soothe my lady's dream.
Hey, Netmaster, how's it going, kiddo? How was your day? How has your evening been? Thanks for dropping by. Also, thanks for dropping by, Miss Style. How is it going? How's Chicago going? It hasn't blown up. It hasn't blown itself up yet, has it? Ugh, we ain't going there. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to play a Chicago favorite and one of my faves that I've made recently because I play it a lot. My dreams, my works. Gwendolyn Brooks. Here you go.
I hold my honey and I store my bread in little jars and cabinets of my will. I label clearly in each latch and lid. I bid be firm till I return from hell. I am very hungry, I am incomplete, and none can give me any word but wait. The puny light I keep my eyes pointed in, hoping that when the devil days of my hurt drag out to their last dregs, and I resume on such legs as are left me in such heart as I can manage. Remember to go home. My taste will not have turned insensitive to honey and bread. Old purity could love. I hold my honey and I store my bread in little jars and cabinets of my will. I label clearly in each latch and lid. I bid be firm till I return from hell. I am very hungry, I am incomplete, and none can give me any word but wait. The puny light I keep my eyes pointed in, hoping that when the devil days of my drag out to their last dregs, and I resume on such legs as are left me in such heart as I can manage. Remember to go home. My taste will not have turned insensitive to honey and bread. Old purity could love.
Okay, here we go. Yay! Irish is free. We're not. Don't worry. We'll keep your secret safe. Yeah, you know. As far as we know, you're still in my freezer. Uh, yeah. Oh, we just gotta endure. I know I don't like talking politics too much around here, especially not when pizza's around. Um, but yeah, I had great times when I went to Chicago when I was in the Navy. Or when I was in up in Great Lakes. I'd take the freaking train down to Chicago at night, walk around and shit. I never felt unsafe, you know. Yeah, but we got your back. Yeah, we just gotta see how it plays out. Cool. Yes. That would be cool if y'all two go out to the Oregon, shut them down. All right, let's play. Since we're going on a country vein, let's play a couple cool ones, and then we're going to call it a day because I got stuff to do. Let's do this here. Here, beehive.
Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon. Bees escaping out the moon. Bees returning through the moon. Silver bees intently buzzing, silver honey dripping from the swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I a drone, lying on my back, lipping honey, getting drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower. Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon. Bees escaping out the moon. Bees returning through the moon. Silver bees intently buzzing, silver honey dripping from the swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I a drone lying on my back, lipping honey, getting drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower. When curl forever in some far off farmyard flower.
I love that one. All right, I got a whining dog, so I'm going to wind this down. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can hear him out there, but oh my lord. All right, let's play this one. Maybe he'll finish by the time I get back. It gets done.
Birds are singing round my window, tunes the sweetest ever heard. And I hang my cage there daily, but I never catch a bird. So with thoughts my brain is peopled, and they sing there all day long, but they will not fold their pinions in the little cage of song. Birds are singing round my window, tunes the sweetest ever heard. And I hang my cage there daily, but I never catch a bird. So with thoughts my brain is peopled, and they sing there all day long, but they will not fold their pinions in the little cage of song.
Yeah, well, poetry is an act of subversion. I love it. All right. I wouldn't have it any other way. You guys are what? You guys are the makes it even more fun. That actually has to be, yeah. Wake up wrapped in yarn. I'm not like the dreams. Oh my lord. All right, my friends, I'm gonna play one more. So I just gotta remember. I gotta remind everybody that everything we do here, yes, fair use and all that jazzy jazz. But most importantly, y'all go out there and have an awesome day, or whatever's left of your day, or replay crew. If you made it this far, thank you very much. So we might as well just go ahead and keep the bees going. We went from the bees to the birds, and we're gonna do some bookends here. Let Mr. Harrison take us out.
Bake the day she suddenly dropped dead. We chew it slowly, that last apple pie. Into sleeplessness, you're scared of bed. We never could talk much, and now don't try. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. Hog that great, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular each, but each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back at our silences and sullen looks. For all the scotch we drink, what's still between? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. Hog that great, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular each, but each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks. For all the scotch we drink, what's still between's? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books.
No, not around here. Besides, yes. Uh, where is it? Yeah, I know. They're outclassed, outgunned, outnumbered, out everything. And it's expensive. It costs a lot of money to adult. You know, not adulting. Yeah, not me today. Although today I'm going to a little poetry workshop, and then I got some other stuff to do. Yep. Ain't nothing wrong with having a little fun. Always be a kid at heart. Yes, silly adults, responsibilities for kids. All right, my friends, I am going to sign off here. No thanks. Have fun on your hike. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for probably, yeah, I'll do a regular show tomorrow. I think I got the, yeah. All right, we'll see. Thanks for stopping around. Thanks for staying to the end, and I will see y'all later.